What are some of those things that we do that we don't realize that it is wrong? Because it looks harmless on the surface. It looks like a small sin. And we don't even know that behind it is the machinations of the darkness. And we keep doing them, thinking that it's okay. And for each time that we allow ourselves to behave in this way, we are rather giving points to the darkness. We are helping the darkness to score points against us. So it's very important that we know what these things are so that we can become conscious of it now and start watching out for it in our own lives. So the first one I'm going to talk about, urge to spread news, gist, drama that is going on in the society, in your area, in your streets, in your family. The urge to be the one to spread the news, to give gist of what's going on. Very, very wrong. As normal as it seems, as common as it seems, whenever something happens, you feel the urge to pick up the phone. You gist this person, my dear, do you hear what happened? Or you post it on your social media. You are always chasing the trend with news, whichever one is going on. Hey, they said this person did this thing. No, you do hear what they said that this actor did. Hey, come and see drama. Come and see gist. If you realize, most of those kind of gist are gist that are not spiritually uplifting in any way. Empty gist. Whenever you notice such tendencies beginning to grow in you, take your time, say a prayer, ask the Lord to take that thing away from you. But there is something that we derive from it within. At the end of the day, it's just our senses, our ego. There is this little importance you feel for being the one to bring out a gist or being the one to announce something that arouses other people. Just that. All these things are strongholds of the darkness. The second one is not wanting to be a bad sport. Not wanting to be the one to spoil the groove, to spoil the fun. You know, when you are with people and they're doing something that does not align with your values, sometimes we find it very difficult to actually put our foot down and let them know that, no, we're not with this. We don't agree with this. What happens is most times we pretend like we're okay with it. We just act like we are fine with it. Like, it's okay. Deep down inside, we're not. It happened to me some time ago. I was with a couple of friends, just a gathering of what do you call it, ex-students, people you went to the same school with. The gist was not anything to write home about. You know, just this normal random dirty gist. They will talk wrong girls. They will just ritual. They will just Nigerian politics. They will nothing uplifting, nothing that has any spiritual value to add for anybody at all. Personally, I wasn't comfortable with it. What I would have liked to do at that point in time was to have just excused myself from the gist. But I didn't want to appear like I was the holier than thou. So I decided to act like I was okay with what they were saying. I wasn't contributing to the conversation, but I also didn't leave. But deep down inside me, I felt like I was betraying myself. Because under normal circumstance, I will not allow somebody to come around me and be gisting that kind of gist. It's not going to, there's no value in it whatsoever. Sometimes some of the things we allow to happen around us, it doesn't add, it rather even removes. Some of the gist I heard that day, it took me a while before I got it out of my head. When I left there, I kept asking myself, why did I not just stand up and leave this group of people, for goodness sake? Just so that I will not appear like a holier than thou, like I'm now forming Virgin Mary. Because these days, once you have decided to live a spiritual life, once you have discovered your purpose and decided to live a life that's pleasing to God, you are going to become a weirdo in the eyes of other people. A lot of people are not going to like you again. It was this kind of experiences that made me, I really started looking into it. Like, what exactly informs this kind of behavior? Why do we make this kind of mistake? Why do we allow ourselves to endure things that are not of value to us, things that we don't even want, just so that another person will not feel bad? What is that thing that informs this behavior? The need that we have within for other people to accept us, for the people to give us external validation, for people not to reject us. That is the stronghold of the darkness behind it, the need for external validation. And I noted it down. That is what is informing this behavior. Because we don't want these people to write us off like, this one, I beg, I don't, is this one forming holy or what? I beg, this person should go. We don't want them to write us off. We want them to still see us as people who have sense, who know what they are doing. We want them to still validate us. We want them to validate our lifestyle. So we don't actually want to do things that will outrightly contradict with what they are doing, so that they will not write us off in their own eyes. That is the truth. The next one is enjoying admiration of the opposite gender. This one, go and check women's magazines, check social media pages. Everything is about what you should do so that the opposite gender will admire you. The same thing with men. What you should do so that the other gender will admire you. Your what? Admire your body. Admire your body. It's all about that. So the funny thing is, the world has so commonized sin that when you even bring it, when you really point it out that this is wrong, you start looking as if you don't have sense. Darkness has really eaten deep into the fabric of humanity. Now, when you point out something that is wrong, it to be as if, no, we have to go and bring a microscope to scope it to be sure that it is actually wrong. But this is blatant. No, we already know what is the end point of admiring your body. So if you are dressing up in the morning and all you are thinking of, how you can make yourself look so that admiration from the opposite gender can come on your body. And when the opposite gender is admiring your body, what is that person thinking concerning you? Be casting lustful thoughts on the woman or the man, so that we will gain what? What is that gain? Nothing but points for the darkness. So as a awakened spirit, if you ever find yourself having the need or the urge to put up your body in a certain way with the mind that so that you can get the opposite gender to admire your body, my dear, quickly put a stop to that. Cut it out immediately. It belongs to the darkness. I know the world promotes it. I know the world encourages it. As an awakened spirit, you have no business with such. Your work is to help other people who are even in that error to come out. You cannot go and join. For no reason will you ever allow yourself to prompt admiration of your body by the opposite gender or revel in it when you're receiving it. 99.99% of the time, those admiration that you get from random strangers is just on your body. How many times has a man or a woman complimented you on how radiant your personality is? On that they heard you talking and they like your mentality, or that they've observed you and they see that you have morals and values. How many times have you gotten a compliment like that? That's why I said it looks very normal, very harmless, but behind it is a very deep stronghold of the darkness. From there, it will be sending out its missiles, bomb, throwing it on people who are supposed to be working for good. The next one is having a hard time accepting criticism. Finding it difficult to accept that you're wrong, because we don't want people to think we don't know what we're doing, or we're not sure of ourselves, or that we're just dilly-dallying. We want to create a picture of people who know what they're doing with their life, people who are sure of themselves. So when we now realize that something we thought was right or a way we acted was wrong, it becomes, how will I now allow this person to now see that that thing I did, which I was even so as in being bent on, was wrong? Will it not that make that person to now think that no, I don't know what I'm doing with myself, if it could be wrong? But the funny thing is that's why I said it's all lies that the darkness tells us. But unfortunately, sometimes we believe it. The funny thing is that once you admit that you're wrong, it doesn't even make that person feel like you don't know what you're doing. It actually makes the person feel very grateful, very happy. We've all experienced it. It doesn't make the person look down on you, but somehow within us, we would think that it will make the person see us somehow. So that need for that person to validate us, that need for that person not to write us off, will not allow us to admit that we are wrong. The next one is wanting your ideas to be the one that everybody agrees to. This happens a lot in offices, in families, around everywhere. Most times, if you attend any meeting, no matter the meeting, even if it's resident meeting, office meeting, church meeting, almost everybody wants it to be that their own idea that one that they brought forward is the one that they feel everybody should agree to. Once everybody doesn't accept that their own idea and agree with what they want, they will get angry. We all do it. That's accepting our idea. That is our need for acceptance, our need to feel validated. Something that we thought about by ourselves, that other people like it, they accepted it, they are running with it. But when we present our own idea forward and it's not accepted, we recoil, we feel bad. Oh, why wouldn't they accept my idea? Sometimes we will not even want to join in that thing again. If they're not going to accept my own idea, then let them be doing. Stronghold. These things we do it all the time. And you looks like it's no sin. It looks like there's nothing. This one is normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. The fact that it is common doesn't make it right. Because what is behind it is a stronghold of the darkness that makes you, wants you to be that you would be, your own ideas must always be the ones accepted. It shows that something is wrong. It means that our neediness, the need for validation, you see that need for people to validate us, that thing is behind a lot of the wrong things that we do. If we actually can get to the point where the validation of others doesn't matter to us anymore, we are free. You realize that a lot of the sin we commit, you will not even have need to commit it again. The need for external validation is so much with us that it almost informs everything we do. So the next one is absence of a steady gratitude mindset. Finding yourself always thinking about the past. Always, when things happen like this, let's say after a tiresome day at work, you've had a very dramatic day. After a dramatic day at work, when you come home, you find out that most times it's the things that went wrong in the office that day that remain in your mind. You keep, look at what this person now said, and this person now did this, and this person now responded. It's only those things that went wrong that we will keep replaying in our head. Most times we forget that there are things that went on right that day. If not for anything, you went to work safely and came back safely without any accidents. We will not remember that aspect. We did our work safely without any issue. Probably you got 1 or 2 recommendations here and there that day. That one will take a back seat. It is now the things that went wrong. I don't know. This is one stronghold of the darkness in our mind. It's almost always the things that are wrong that comes to our forefront. That's the one we find ourselves meditating on. We will not sit and meditate on the things that went right that day. Oh, Father Lord, I thank you. Today I was able to go to work. There was no much traffic. Everything went well. I got to office on time. Just it. And most times the things that went well, because it looks common. Most times the things that went well, it looks trivial to us. We don't now take our time to sit and meditate on it. We focus rather on all the things that went wrong, and how got this email, and this person now said this, and how got this reports, and this customer did, and this sale didn't go through. These are the things we end up putting our mind on. But everything that went right that day, we forget about them. It's quite unfortunate. But the thing is that as someone who knows who they are, why you are here on earth, who knows their purpose on earth, these are the everyday things that are cost us. But because we are living a conscious life, we will always keep catching ourselves doing it. We will not be doing it unconsciously again. So once it starts and you find yourself that it is not everything that went wrong you're thinking about, you catch yourself. There is nothing wrong, because we are in a world steeped in darkness. There is nothing wrong with you being accosted with the wrong things. It is the ability to catch yourself and take a turn around from continuing on that path that is not of God. That is where your own duty now lies. Once you realize, that is why it's important to be very conscious of everything you're doing. Sometimes when you start feeling some type of way, don't just allow yourself to continue to feel that way. Sit with yourself and find out, what is this I am feeling? Why am I feeling like this? What happened that made me to start feeling like this? Because I was not feeling like this before. At the end of the day, you will pinpoint exactly where that issue started from. If you continue on that path, you will pinpoint exactly the stronghold of the darkness, the lie the darkness is telling you that is making you become sad, because that is almost always the case. I don't care what has happened. If you don't listen to the lies of the darkness, you will not be sad. You will not be angry. It is because we allow ourselves to believe these lies. That's why we end up in deplorable situations. At the end of the day, after giving into all these things, you find yourself that the vitality you have for things of the light, your ginger, your passion for the things of the light, is as if you are looking for it, because you have indulged yourself in so many things that are wrong without even knowing. So the essence of this video, you awakened spirits, is for you to become conscious today of some of those things that take you away from your path of light without you knowing. Conscious living involves that you must find out those things, those places where the darkness puts stored for you, because you cannot allow it to continue to succeed. Every day you'll be scoring you 1-0. It cannot continue. When you identify these things, tomorrow when you find out that it's happening, you are able to grab yourself. You'll be able to catch yourself midway in the action. Make a turn around. You say no. No. Not with me today. Not with me. No, I'm not going to act like this today. Once you catch yourself, your mind is now filled with all the things that have gone wrong. Stop yourself in the tracks and make a turn around. Start counting your blessings. We hear these things all the time. And maybe because of how common sin is now, it begins to sound like just normal poem. Sometimes when you hear the word of God, it just sounds like poem, like just things you hear. We forget that these are the things we're supposed to be implementing. It sounds like the word of God is just poem, just talk. We forget that it is actually supposed to be lived every day in our life. We sing it like, count your blessings, take them one by one. But how many times do we count our blessings every day? How many times do we sit down and think of all the good things that has happened to us, all the good things that have happened to us, and give thanks to the Lord for it? How many times do we do that? But we go to church and we sing, and we, what I've come to realize, honestly, I'm going to end this video with this. Working for the lights is a daily, hourly, minutely, secondly process. It's not something that you've said to yourself. You're working for the lights, you're serving the lights, and it's there. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday struggle. It is a struggle. It is a struggle. Why? Because we are fighting against forces that do not want us to achieve that purpose. It is a struggle, and these forces are not ready to give up. So we can't also give up as well. This video is meant to help any reawakened spirit out there who has been fighting this battle, sometimes without even understanding where the attacks come from. You find yourself most times, you have heard, but you don't even know where. You don't even know how. You know you have wronged God, but you don't know how. For us to start to now dig out these places, those strongholds, start to expose those strongholds from where the darkness gets us to sin, from where the darkness gets us to err without knowing. And as an reawakened spirit whose passion for the light is burning, once you make a mistake, once you do something that is wrong, you will know within yourself. You will not feel that peace, that calmness that you normally feel when you know that you're in the right. You will not feel it again. You will be disturbed in your spirit. But sometimes we might not really know what it is we did that is wrong, because what we did, if you look at your whole day, it will look like, what did I do today? But inside you, you've lost peace. That is because you have gone against the will of the lights. It is even the mercy of the Almighty that allows us to feel that disturbance whenever we do something wrong, so that we can quickly realize ourselves. This issue of big sin, something is, oh, this one is small. No, there is no small sin. There is no big sin. Sin is sin. And once you indulge in any, you are giving the darkness points against yourself. You're here to help people come closer to God. That means that You have to make sure that you are struggling to always be close to God so that you can help others. Because you cannot help people if you have not even started helping yourself. It is a struggle. I had peace in my mind when I came to the definition of strife, when I found out the definition of striving, that it is a struggle. Because sometimes I get sometimes I get bothered. Why do I have to struggle so much? Why do I have to struggle so much against myself, against the desires I find myself, I think against this? Why do I have to struggle so much to do the right thing? Why can't it just be easy? Why can't I just not have any obstacle? Why can't I just be pleasing God without any obstacle? But of course, it cannot be, because the darkness exists. And since the darkness exists, He will never let it be easy for you. So knowing that it is a struggle gave me peace. That even God Himself knows that it's going to be a struggle for us to successfully do the right thing. Because there are a lot of forces that are there to get us to do the wrong things. So doing the right thing in the world of today will be a struggle, and it is okay. It is a welcome struggle. Struggle that struggle with a smile. Now you have identified some of the things that we do wrong. Some of the areas where the darkness puts stud for us without us knowing. And now that we know, now we can walk towards making sure that such things don't feature in our lives anymore. We seal up those strongholds, and cast out those demons that are hiding behind it. All those need for validation, all those need for people to accept us, all those iniquities, all those vanities that are hiding behind some of these things we do that we think is normal. Cast them all out, seal those strongholds, and continue on our path with confidence and courage on our path to the light.